Play. I'm here to share our results for our project. The 2020 project and our project title is basically the same. It's visualizing marine protected areas and biodiversity. Just want to acknowledge my team here: Enrique, Liz, Caroline, Tasha, Ben, and Nick. We're all really great. Lots of help this week. And also this is the 2020 team. So the goal of this project is to have a interface where the user can look at marine protected areas around the world, look at and ask the question, did the marine protected area affect the biodiversity? And the way we will be trying to measure biodiversity is by pulling data set from OBIS, which is a global ocean access, open access data information clearinghouse on marine biodiversity. So the previous year's accomplishments really got us a head start, which is that they figured out how to take the polygons of the marine protected area and use that polygon to query OBIS data. This year, our goal was to create a shiny interface and implement user input for the selection and filtering of MPAs, then query the OBIS records from the selected MPAs and display some biodiversity statistics correlating the two. So I'm just going to, and also improve the back-end functioning. I'm going to run an example of what our shiny interface currently looks like. Right now, all of our data is hosted on a Google Drive that is private so that we can quickly access it. In the future, we will be planning on moving to some other storage option that's a little bit more open and regularly updated. So here you can see you can filter by these are the polygons that represent the marine protected areas. You can filter by IUCN categories. You can filter by the year that this was established. And if you click on one of the polygons, eventually this website will fetch the OBIS data and look and display graphs here and sea surface temperature graphs here, graphs about the about species diversity. So while we wait for that to load, it does take a little bit because in some areas of the world, we're just sort of dynamically fetching things right now, so it takes a little bit. But let's look at where we want to go for future features for this shiny app. Here I've preloaded an area in Belgium, which has a high density of OBIS records because I think that's where they were based. And so, and as you can see, if we just look at this one little area, there are tons and tons of observations, like single species sightings, which is another reason why it takes a little bit. Let's just check to make sure if it's loaded. Okay, so ideally this will go faster when we have sort of pre-computed all of these things on the server side. So we'll see information about this MPA, what kind of designation it is. We can see over the years how many genera were observed and average annual sea surface temperatures, because we might want to correlate species occurrence and sea surface temperatures. Other things we haven't fully implemented in the shiny app is this ES50 measurement, which is how many species you would expect to observe if you randomly sampled 50 times. It's kind of like a rarefaction thing to deal with the fact that there is uneven sampling throughout the years. So this is how many total occurrences of species there were throughout the known record for this area And as you can see, it's kind of all over the place. So for now, let's like zoom into this, to the more recent past and look at how many unique species there were. And this horizontal line represents 50 unique species, which is a good baseline for evaluating whether these data are rich enough to use this ES50 criterion for looking at biodiversity. Okay, so let's look at ES50 during this time.
You are over time, so
okay.
Let's make it quick.
Yeah, so obviously, even in a data-rich area, another thing we need to be aware of is that choosing the right MPA to answer our question is really important, because it needs to be data-rich, but it also needs to have been established long enough ago to see results. And that's one of the things that this Shiny interface, interactive interface, might help users sort of browse and choose the sites for their questions. Yeah, thank you.
Cool, thank you.